STS deprogrammed for a reason, because I had to get rid of that old programming that nearly took my life away. It's all life shit. That's why I'm here today. And we're back with Lady Cran. And we don't stay down, we stay up. And we don't chat football. It's not real talk. It's another midweek catch up. And we're back with fresh energy. And what you got to say to the people down, Lady Cran?
Greetings, greetings, family, near and far, far and wide, on planet, off planet, in the planet. You've done that, goes already. If your nature's agreeable, step forward. Disagreeable, step back, because right back now, we're not have more time for that. It's been a while, hasn't it, folks? First, let me just say before we start that one of our really lovely allotment holders, Dave Chambers, passed away. He was interned yesterday. We went to, well, Walter and I and a couple of the allotment holders went to his funeral. So, yeah, rising power, Dave.
Yeah, ex-army.
Ex-army.
Yeah, soldier. You know,
right until the end.
Right until the end.
Right to the very end.
And one thing I'll never forget about him, he was so present.
Yeah.
Always present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's even on one of our vids that we did.
He's even on one of the podcasts.
Yeah, we'll see if we can find it and upload it. So
we might have to upload it next week.
Yeah.
Just because he's on that podcast.
Yeah.
You know? Present.
Yeah.
You know? Really sticks with me, because you know me. The presence of being present is key. And it allows you to manifest a great reality. Oh, that rhymes, isn't it?
It sure do.
Okay. Okay, the reason why we're doing this podcast. Why is the reason why we're doing this podcast? One of the reasons.
One of the reasons?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I did say to STS, I think it was a week or two ago, you know, if silver, you know, that beautiful precious metal that we use in absolutely everything and anything, if it hits $50, then I would come back on and do a podcast with him. And I thought, you know what, it won't hit $50 until probably, you know, late 2025 or early 2026. I really didn't think it would go the way that it has done. And he kindly reminded me a couple of days ago, oh, so you're doing a podcast? And I went, Mom? I said, no. He said, yeah, silver's gone past $50. It's hit $50. I'm like, damn. He was checking up, wasn't he? So he kind of like, he knew I was like keeping it on the low. I didn't say anything. I thought, I won't say anything because you won't know. Really? I had nothing from him, trust me. I'm telling you. So here we are. I'm a woman of my word, and I said I would do one again if we hit $50, and we've gone above $50. So hence the reason why we're doing this podcast today.
Yeah, and you said that its highest point was 52.
52.50. Yeah, I think that was in either 208 or 2011 and then they, you know, smacked it down again, and then it was, you know, down to 17, 16, those ridiculous amounts for an ounce. So yeah, this is we're making history. When it surpasses $22.50, then what can I say? It's onwards and upwards.
Yes, and that metal is used a lot, especially with AI, and AI is getting big right now. So it's key to invest right now before it really blows up, you know, because you're going to miss out on a lot of wealth that you could have, you know, for not only for you, for your family.
It is. It's almost like it is generational wealth. I mean, those of you that have tapped into us and known us over the years since, you know, the scam, you know, would have known that we were speaking about this for some time, and I've done lots and lots of videos where I've spoken about the not just the importance of silver, but as you know, as it's used in industry, medicines, you know, electronics, you name it. It's also a monetary silver. It's a monetary metal, should I say? Hence the British pound being called pound sterling. Sterling is another word for silver. So the importance has always been there, but basically what we've had is a system that was put in place to, you know, to divest you of that wealth and give you something that you could easily carry around with you and, you know, take out of your pocket. And was it polymer now that they used to make the pounds and, you know, the £10 and the £20 notes? So everything's been changed to give us more convenience. And in exchange for that convenience, you've been robbed of your wealth, basically. You've been told to keep away from silver, the precious metals. You don't need this. You know, we'll look after it for you. You just take these promissory notes. And we all know what a promise is, don't we? Yeah, exactly. It's a comfort to a fool. So we're coming to the end of this fiat system, this fiat currency system that's been in place for, is it 110, 112 years? It's been a long time. And we're coming to the end because they can no longer keep printing out of thin air without the precious metals to back it. Because basically every note, every dollar, every yen, every euro, whatever it is that's been put out there has to be backed by physical gold and silver, and there just isn't enough. There isn't enough, you know. And if they did the maths correctly, then you'd probably be looking at $40,000 an ounce gold and $10, $15, $20 an ounce silver if they were to do the maths correctly. So yeah, it's that time, folks, that if you still can, and I'm sure there's going to be opportunities for you to do so, yeah, the price has gone up, because if you don't get in when the prices are low, then unfortunately you're going to find that you have to pay a bit more. But listen, don't worry about it, especially us in the UK. We've got VAT to pay on top of that. Don't worry about it, because in terms of the value and the future of silver, you'll have nothing to worry about. But you know, the websites are now doing delays of 2 to 3 days. Tap into Dave Silver on YouTube. He went to
Silver Dragon.
yeah, he went to, well, Dave Silver's UK, so he's really focusing on what's happening here. He went to, I think it was Covent Gardens, to see what's happening down in the precious metal market down there, and there was long queues outside of these jewelry shops and coin shops, people trying to buy silver, because it literally is the penny starting to drop. That if you don't take this monopoly money that you've been given to use as a means of exchange, if you don't take that monopoly money and convert it into something tangible that you can hold in your hand, that you can then use as a means of exchange, but if things go pear-shaped, then you're in for a world of pain. I'm not a financial advisor, so I'll put that disclaimer out there. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm just telling you what I've known that has been coming for a long time, and it's now here. It's imminent in terms of what's going to happen. You will have heard about Venezuela, Argentina, Zimbabwe, Weimar Republic, all of these countries that had a collapse of their currency. You know, Cyprus, Greece. These are more recent ones, but you won't have heard of a global systemic financial collapse, and that's what we're actually facing. Literally, it will be thy man for thyself. So whatever you see going out there, the theatre that's taking place in front of your face, is pure theatre to keep you distracted from what's actually going to happen. You know, you might have a little hint from the government now and again telling you to just have 3 days worth of water and food in case of, you know, the EBS, and they put out this test your phone to let you know that we've got an imminent earthquake or tsunami coming. I don't think that's going to happen over here. Something could happen, but not like that. So these are all put in place to get you prepped up and aware. But if you just take it as something that's, oh, you know, it's nothing, then you're sadly mistaken, because they have to let you know what's coming without being direct in terms of what's coming, because it's already happening. It's been happening since 2008, to be honest with you. And you've seen it. You've seen the shrinkflation, packages smaller, whatever you're buying is a lot smaller, the same price will cost you more. So you've been taxed every which way. And then you've seen your councils filing for Chapter 15 or Section 15, where they have like a bankruptcy, but they're still able to maintain essential services. So it's showing you all over. So those of you with pensions, those of you with lots with money, hard-earned money, and when I say money, I mean the fiat currency in the bank that you now have to prove what you want it for when you want to go for it. If you're not able to convert it into those precious metals, I don't know what's going to happen, to be quite honest with you. You're going to be in a world of pain. That's what they're going to offer you. You're not going to want, which is that CBDC, hence the push for digital ID, because without digital ID, they can't bring out the central bank digital currency. And please be mindful, if you don't already know, that every central bank is a private corporation owned by private individuals, not your government, not your president, not your king, not your queen. So therefore, it's the private central banks that control your life. They're the ones that make these diktats, that makes these acts, legislations and rules, because they can't do law, because law is enshrined. It's inalienable, your rights. But man can come along and make laws and legislations and rules and mandates and all of those sorts of things, because it's not the government that are serving you. They're not public servants anymore. They're all registered corporations. Just go into Companies House or Dun & Bradstreet, and you'll see that every political party, every police, every local authority is registered as a corporation. If you register as a corporation, the word corpse is for a corpse. It's dead. It's fiction. It just exists on paper. Then you must know that they can't serve you as a living man or woman. They make you into a corpse and a corporation by virtue of putting your name into all capitals, like you're lying down in some graveyard somewhere, because that's where you see capital letters on a headstone when somebody's dead. Yeah. So it's time to take action. I implore you today to get out there and get your silver. If you can get the ounces, great. Smaller denominations, fantastic. The coin of the realm for whatever country you're in, pre 1920, 1920, 1947, you got 9.25 silver in, small little pieces of silver that you can use as a means of exchange. Because let's face it, if somebody's got something to sell and you want to buy it, and you take out £20 notes or £10 notes, and those money have gone to hell in a handbasket because they're not real money, then I'm afraid you might find yourself starving or doing something that you don't really want to do, because this is a means to survive. And we shouldn't be surviving in the beautiful world that we've been provided with. You know, we should be thriving. Everybody should be thriving. There's everything on this planet for every one of us to live a comfortable life, to have shelter, food, warmth. It's all here. But because of the system that's been put in place, you have your haves and your have-nots. And let's face it, there's more have-nots than there are haves, because they always like to talk about the 1%. Well, if they control the money that they've created to control the world, then absolutely there's a 1%, and you'll never get there, no matter how rich and famous you might be, no matter how many certificates you might have, or degrees, or bachelors. It doesn't matter. There's a piece of paper. There's what they've dangled in front of you to distract you, so you can strive for these pieces of paper to then get a job. Just over broke, reliant on somebody to pay you to feed yourself and to feed your family. We should be providing for ourselves. It's time to come together as a community, form those communities wherever you are, neighbours, come together, because we are going to need each other to get through this storm. We really are. So I implore you once again, get out there, get the things that you need. Don't go crazy, but buy what you need. Obviously, your storable food, your water, all of those things. And then something that you can use to protect yourself in your home if you need to. And then get your precious metals. That's what you need to start doing today. And don't delay. Trust me, this is a real serious, serious warning and alert that I'm putting out here. And I've never spoken like this before. I've said you need to get this in because yada, yada, yada. Now I'm telling you that things are very imminent, and you don't want to be caught up in the hoopla that's going to take place. The world's changing. It's a theatre, it's a stage show. If you haven't realised already, that's what you're in. You can either be a part of that 3D world where they literally control everything that you think, say, do, eat, sleep. If you can be a part of that, or you can separate yourself. Yeah? The choice is yours. There's one thing that cannot be taken away from you, regardless of what somebody says. You always have a choice. Do the right thing for yourself and the right thing for your families, because trust me, they'll thank you. They'll thank you for doing it. Come back in SCS because Lady Crown's finished.
Natural, aren't you? Great communities have unity, you know, each one teach one. And the more that we come together and work with each other, the greater this world will become, you know. And a great awakening's happening,
Yes.
you know, a rising of consciousness. And since 2020, big things have changed. And what I've learned through my journey, it's all about your focus, because you can focus on the negative and create that will for you and others, or you can focus on the positive and create that will for you and others. It's a choice, you know. We affect each other all the time with our energy. And you know me, I'm big on energy because I know that that's our core essence. So as long as we can tune into the love frequency, tune into our authentic selves, we can create a greater world, you know. And we are the world, you know. Don't give your power to those that don't serve you, you know, because then you just become a part of the matrix that causes many tricks, and you become another statistic instead of an individual that stands out and stands up for the truth. And you know, all the great activists had to make a great sacrifice, and you know, a lot of people have died for this, you know, serious. And you know, as long as you keep on tapping in and realizing how powerful you are, you'll realize that you don't just live for now. You're a soul that's living in different dimensions at the same time. So remember this, even when you so-called die, you actually transition to another realm. So this is a big illusion that can create confusion for you. When you have that spiritual awareness, you'll realize that you're much more than just this physical body, because as long as you identify with just this physical realm, you're trapped here, you know?
Sure.
And this is why they block you from tapping into the higher frequencies. Why do you think that they emit so many lower frequencies? It's dominant within this matrix. Look at the music industry. Look at the messages that they're trying to put out to you. Look at the symbolism that they're putting out there. Look at the MK Ultra that they're doing to people's minds, because they know how powerful you are when you actually awaken to who you are, you know? Because now you're going to have a greater impact on reality. You know, if you open up your heart chakra, yeah, and emit that green light and spread it out to the whole world, guess how much people you influence on a positive frequency? Around 250,000 people. So that's just an estimate as well. It could be more. So this is how powerful we are. This is why a great monk can be sitting in the mountains affecting millions of people by himself or herself.
Yeah.
You know? And a lot of us don't realize our power because we've been educated, we've been schooled, in fact, to think of a lower nature, not a higher nature. And the more of us that can raise up our energy to the higher realms, the more of us that can create a greater will for not only us, especially the children and especially the animals as well. Because, you know, they say we got domain over this planet, but a lot of us have been abusing our power. We've been abusing our power, and we need, and the only spiritual sin is your abuse of your power, you know. That's the only sin in the spiritual realm. And a lot of people have been abusing their power. And what happens is that you have to suffer the consequences of karma. And this is why a lot of people are going through the dark night of the soul right now, because now the universe has had enough. It's time to awaken to who you are. Because why? Just like you were saying earlier, you got a choice. And it's key to make the right choices, you know. Because now, why, I tell you,
your mere existence depends on the choices that you make.
Yeah, because you can't serve two masters. You know why? Because what it's going to do is cause a great confusion within your mind, and you're going to be in a state of disarray. You know what I mean? So you're going to be fluctuating in and out of different energy frequencies. But when you unify yourself to love light and that goddess energy and the truth, oof, you take all your power back. You know what I mean? And you can live out your best life, you know, because trust me, it is a choice and you have got the power. Keep on tapping in, man. And don't think that's to the crows out there. They even agree with me. Trust me. Because,
there you go.
Because
we concur.
Trust me, because like nature speaks to us. We've got to realize the synchronicities as well, because the universe is always speaking to us. And as long as you stay present, this is why I'm big on people being present. As long as you stay present, yeah, you're able to be aware of this and realize that you're getting guidance from the higher realms that is exuding the energy and the guidance within this physical realm. So you need to keep connecting with the spirit team and the ancestors out there and the angels out there, because they're all around us. And trust me, as long as you keep on connecting with that, yeah, you're going to have so much good energy around you and so much to look forward to as well. Because one thing I've clocked on is that the inner child state is key. We have to go back to the inner child, because when you're tapping into your inner child, yeah, you're in the natural flow state. And this is what Lady Crown does as well. This lady, you wouldn't believe she's a big grown ass woman sometimes.
No, how dare you?
Because she loves
I'll
playing
be 9
around.
soon.
Yeah, you are 9.
Soon.
Yeah, soon. soon. But yeah, that playfulness, because that playfulness is key, you know? Because when you get back to that state there, you can really have fun, man. You know, don't take everything serious. Take certain things serious, of course, but have that balance. Yeah, the balance is key. Absolutely. You know, the lower polarity. You know,
well, look at the endorphins that you release in the brain when you're smiling, you're laughing. You know, those cells. You know, they just start. You know, they start doing somersaults. You know, so just imagine you walk around with a monk on all day. Oh my goodness, I'd hate to see what your trillions of cells look like inside. You know, not good, not good.
And you're affecting matter as well when you do that. People don't realize how much of an impact you have on others, you know, with your energy. And because a lot of us spiritual beings are so sensitive to this, we have to protect our energy even more so, because you know when you're desensitized, it doesn't have as much as an impact, does it?
No.
You know what I mean? Because you're numb. You know what I mean? The more open you are, yeah, guess what happens? The more softer you become, you know.
Yeah.
It's
so
bad,
true.
isn't it?
So true.
But
just calm, you know.
calm.
Calm.
You know what I mean? Because that calm nature is our natural state. We've been programmed to with violence and anger, aggression, all these emotions. Yeah. And the reason why is because of the especially like David Icke said out there, that box in the corner. You know what I mean?
Oh,
because that has
the
hypnotized.
television.
It's hypnotized so many people's psyche to the point where they're not being themselves. They're being what they've been programmed to be.
Absolutely.
You know? I stand it on that there, but have you got anything more?
Well, that's what they call television programs.
Tell lie.
Television programs. You've been programmed.
Yeah, it's a program
through the television.
Yeah.
I mean, they tell you, you know, exactly what they're doing. Yeah, I'll just end on this, folks. It's been a long time. If you look up, I think it's in 1989 or 1990 Economist magazine, and you'll see a big phoenix. And like it looks like what looks like and then money burning underneath the phoenix's feet. I might have got the date wrong, but you can always check out what's his name, Big Swear, because he in the Road to Ruda, he talks about the Economist magazine. But check it out anyway, and you'll see that cash is all burning. And that magazine came out, I don't know, 30 years ago. So they've been showing us a long time that this was going to come to an end, that it was a Ponzi scheme, that it was fraud. It's not real money. Just know that it's been about 170 years that the silver has been suppressed in terms of its price because it's so cheap. It's gone into absolutely everything: solar panels, these great big farms that they make. Every kind of all the things that you're buying now, you think, oh, that phone's expensive. When silver revalues to the price that it's supposed to be at, that phone might double, might treble in price. So just know that these things have been manipulated and controlled and suppressed. And you just imagine holding a ball underwater and somebody else coming along and they're holding it, and then you run out of people to hold that ball submerged underwater. What happens when it's been held down for about 170 years? It's going to rocket. So you're going to see crazy prices in silver. But I'm not suggesting that you run out for 1 minute and exchange it for the same shite that you paid for it with. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still a fiat currency. It still doesn't have any value. You need to hold it, and hold it until such time as you're now able to use it, the actual physical silver, to pay for whatever it is you want, whether it's a house, a car, land. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be your means of exchange, not this centralized, controlled paper money or digital currency, which is what the central banks want to push out and really take control of your life completely. So just know that, and do the right thing. Do the right thing for yourself and for your family, and spread this far and wide. Everybody that you know needs to know that they need to go out today and purchase as much silver, physical silver, as they can. Not paper silver, not we'll store it for you silver, physical that's going to be delivered. And it must be in stock. Don't buy anything that says pre-order, because when you pre-order, you're going to pay for it and wait for it to then come into stock to them. And then in the meantime, anything can happen and everything can shut down, and that's the end of your money. So it needs to be in stock. 2 to 3 days delay, fine, because it says in stock, but don't do a pre-order. Okay, that's it from me. What can I say? It's a wonderful time to be incarnated in this planet, on this planet. You get what I'm saying? It's a wonderful time to be here. We are at the cusp of a change that's a monumental shift, a paradigm shift is taking place as we speak. And those of us that are aware of it are preparing for it, because we're here to not survive, but to thrive. But you must know that everything that you've been taught, everything that you think is real, isn't. And when you start with that premise, there's only one way: upwards. Do you know what I'm saying? So grasp the information that's been given to you, share it with people, let them know what's happening. They can't say you didn't tell them, that somebody didn't say something. That's why SDS and I have been doing what we've been doing over the years, even though, you know, sometimes we might have been mocked and ridiculed, especially when they came out, you know, people went, oh, what they're talking about, you can get your your jab. Yeah, that's what they were saying. Not now. I'm having people coming to me and say, oh my gosh, Monica, I should have listened to you. So don't worry about it. The things that you can do to mitigate the things that might be in your body, you know, like the spike proteins and stuff like that. Even, believe it or not, nicotine patches actually can eliminate spike proteins in the body, in the blood. So there's lots that can be done, but first you've got to admit that you're an alcoholic before you can start getting the treatment that you need to get. You know what I'm saying? So you need to admit that you've been fooled, you've been lied to, and you may well have caused yourself some harm by doing what you thought was the right thing to do. There's always balance, and you can always mitigate the circumstances, but first you've got to acknowledge it before you can then do something about it. Yeah? So onwards and upwards, peeps, and I look forward to seeing you all in the new world. We're here now, believe it or not. We're actually here
we're
now.
manifesting it right this
Right
second.
now, right this second.
Just man. And you know, when you're talking about, you know, people mocking us and that, makes me laugh, you know, because in reality, we have the last laugh because we was telling the truth.
Well,
you know, the truth tellers are always going to win in the end in terms of reality, for what it really is.
They always say, he who laughs first, laughs last. Let me get the teeth in because they keep falling out. He who laughs first, laughs last.
Yeah, okay. We'll end it on that there. Have a great day and keep on living your best life. STS and Lady Crown.
Over and out.
Peace and
blessings. Peace for people.